Okay, this is us trying it again. But before I can go live, we lost Marshada. Hopefully, Marty rather. Hopefully she will come back on her just in a moment. It keeps kicking her off for whatever reason. So hopefully she knows to just come right back on. But I don't see her as of yet. But again, this is welcome to the Marty and Tavy show, where we have taken our candid conversation from the phone to social media so that we can talk about these very broad topics, especially as it relates to women power all across the world as it relates to Black women. So, Marty will be back on here in a moment, hopefully. Um, and I am waiting on her. So if you guys just be patient, we had a really good dialogue going on, and I'm so disappointed that she has fell off. So let me see if she's getting back on. All right, still waiting. Hopefully she'll be here soon. Again, you are watching the Marty and Tavy show, and we are coming to you live from YouTube. And there is Marty. All right, let her in.
Yes.
Yes, we hear you, but we can't see you. We would love to see your beautiful face. But she just fell off again. So yeah. Guys, it will not always be like this, I promise. We're working through some kinks. We're gonna get this right. We're definitely gonna get this right. All right,
Hi.
we have Marty back, and like I said, we were talking about women and the power and just the need to unify that power and use it to better the community for real is what it sounded like Marty was saying before she got cut off. But she can chime in anytime. Marty, what I was telling them is this is our first show, and so I apologize already for the glitches. If you fall off, then we're gonna put you back on, but we're definitely gonna be giving our streaming service a call and find out why you keep we keep losing you like that. That shouldn't be. Um so if you
Thank you.
want to continue talking, or if you want to start, because I did just start this about 3 minutes ago. So if you want to start and introduce yourself all over again and kind of go into it, or you want to finish talking, however you want to do it. But I would really like for people to know a little bit about you and Projects of Pinnacle. I have that up right now for people to like that Facebook page, but you can just kind of do your spiel. I'm shutting up now.
You all broken up.
All right. She said I'm all broken up. And then when she said that, she disappeared. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. This is again the Marty and Tavy show. This is our first show. We have decided to take our phone conversations and turn it into a show. Give you a live broadcast, but um, we keep losing Marty. So it's either something on her end or it's something on our end. But we're gonna keep adding her, and hopefully
Hello.
we can have. Hello, can you hear me now? No.
You're still digital.
Well, you're not. Go ahead and talk,
Okay.
because
So,
I really believe it's
uh,
on your end.
you hear me?
I hear you fine, so you might not be able to hear me, but go ahead and talk. They can hear you.
Okay. Um, the vision of Projects to Pinnacle was to educate parents not on the conventional education, because if they're parents, they really don't need educating. I wanted to highlight who they were already, what they did already, and how they basically keep America afloat. I didn't want to have a script, because scripts does not liberate. And with myself being a recipient of parent education classes, it was it sounded good, but it was out of my league, because the way they was educating us as parents, it was like I was in the middle class, or I had the backing of financial means. So in thinking about parenting and all of that, I just wanted to empower the parents on just how powerful they were and they are in our inner cities, because it's them who make everybody else rich, So it's just shifting of their mentalities. Well, mine, um, and the hows and the whys, because I know firsthand what it is. So, um, that's that. And, swoop down and elevate them. They just waiting on us. So that's
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, I'll be looking forward to some future projects and projects to Pinnacle. So you already know the bridge vision. Whatever we can help with, I will definitely help with.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. So back to the conversation. You can just jump in there. I'm going to do too much talking. Oh, I lost her again. Oh my God. This is the. Before I call what streaming service this is, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it a chance and hopefully it's the internet. So she's back. So I'm not panicking that bad. She's back.
I'm back.
All
Okay.
right.
Back to what we was talking about, centering Kamala Harris without centering Kamala Harris. um, it was just like I like to say, the trembling of the world when Black women decided to get up and get involved. We got a chance to see them, educate, strategize, get that I call it Mary and Elizabeth going. And it didn't matter your social income. You was my sister. I need you to vote. But after voting, now our children are wondering, what is it all about? Heck, I'm asking, what is it all about? Um, because we have no major demands for
Mhm,
the for all part when it
mhm,
comes to justice.
mhm,
We're always excluded, and it seems like historically it's always been the Black woman to push everybody forward progressively, but she and hers. Um, so in looking at it, what do you say to your teenage daughters? I don't know. I don't know. But now that they're older and they're able to um see, question, and make informed decisions, it's like, okay.
Okay. Well, it looks like we lost Marty again, but I believe she will be right back. Hopefully. Here she comes.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so
Listening.
how do we convince them to that voting is the key when they aren't even included when it comes to just feeling protected in this country? They can see that their loved ones can be gunned down and nothing happens. Who we finna play today? Not these kids, you know. So as women, it's gonna come a moment when we need to be held accountable, because we're still pushing these whatever party, but neither nor have our best interests at heart. So, and I think it's
Right.
black women. And I'm solely focusing on black women. I'm not including anybody else because had it not been for black women to do what we did, we probably still have Trump, you
Hmm.
know? And you have to be real with that. It took us, and we always saved this country from itself, but we don't reap any of the benefits. That has to cease.
Hmm.
But it'll only cease when black women unify.
Well, how do we unify? I mean, we're in clubs together, we're in churches together, we're in, mother clubs together. So that's unification in itself. Okay, we lost her again. Hopefully she will be back. Let's see. Come on, Marty, come in. Yay, thank you.
Okay, so I heard together. I heard together.
Well, I was just saying, if someone was to respond to that, they'll probably say we're already together. So, how much more together do we need to be? Because we're already in churches and sororities and different things like that, that kind of automatically puts us together. So, what together are you talking about? We need to be together.
Um, Literally together. Like that kind of Black Wall Street where you're not coming in to tell me the power of my vote, but I'm not worthy enough to walk up the street 2 doors down to really go get clarity. After you get my vote, then you're going on the highway. I'm not good enough to live around. And we
Mm-hmm.
have to change that mentality. These the inner city see how you really feel. It's like we're not even worthy for you to live up the street because you're not. We wouldn't live like this if you were. So we're gonna have to get back to the village concept because white people have never had anything we needed ever. And
So,
even
so we need
not
a
having,
village. We need a
huh?
village. So we need a village. Are you saying a village like of people that live in the community for the community, or people that just care about the community as a whole?
Now your current, but yet and still, your everything is elevating white communities. Keep your cur means nothing. But if you lived in the community, invested in the community, spent in the community, all money circulates in the community. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't tell me you care, but you're not living here. Your everything is in basically predominantly white communities. You're not caring. You caring by mouth. But we know it takes finances. We know we need our own banks. We need to have everything we once had. So therefore our children can prosper. Period. But other than you saying you care, you can't. Everybody know it's a capitalist issue, you know, and it is money. So once the resources come back, the education standards raise, we'll see a different generation, just like we had when we grew up. So,
So
we've always
see it
been,
happening now. We can't invoke that right now.
we
You
can
know
do
what I'm
whatever
saying?
we like now. You gotta
Because you
want
just
to.
said parents were the power. So, I'm just thinking, like, how do we get these parents together to demand that they have um the education that affluent
I
communities have?
that that I cannot tell you. I mean, they follow me, like half of the stuff I say, but won't show up. I don't know if it's, hey, sound good, I lose my job, then what? And that's some deep stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, really deep. What happens if they lose their job fighting? But they got to see the bigger picture. And it's hard to see the bigger picture when I'm all my kids got. They need me to go work. It sounds good, and you know, and I get that now these days. So
Right.
I guess
And I
it's a
do
catch
understand
2020.
not everyone will be an activist, but everyone can play some kind of part is what I've always seen. And I know that
True,
I've
true.
made some bold measures that sometimes I've laid down at nighttime like, did I really just do that? And
Right.
like, wow, hold on, this introvert did what? But obviously, we're black belts in this fight, and understanding what it's going to take for liberation, and understanding that it's not there yet, no matter how they put little pieces and say, "Oh, justice." Like, for instance, let's talk about the George Floyd.
Really?
Everybody said that justice
Uh-huh.
happened. So was that justice?
Hell no. Justice is when we can go to bed at night and not to worry about where our kids at. Shit, that's one
But
state.
the whole
They
world was
get that
what.
girl. They didn't want black folks to fuck America up. We know what that was about, because that was what's going to happen. What did AT Maxine say? If you don't get what you want, be confrontational, stay in the street. And we knew what she meant, so they did too. They ain't fools. Girl, they won't worry about no George Floyd. His The arrogance of the murderer showed you. He just knew he was getting off because he was white. You know what I'm saying? But we so used to it and numb to it. That's America.
Well, I
So
think
yeah.
others thought that he was getting off too. So I think it was a shock for everyone. And again, when the media controls everything, I just noticed that certain people that wouldn't react until, if there was something just going on in their face, but when the media has it on there, it's a motion to react. So if we could just get the power of the media, I
Uh-huh.
think things would be great in the streets. If you could just get it on the media, because it just seems like I mean, my Facebook was lit up with all this justice, and I'm just thinking, like, that's one case. Like, what about Breonna Taylor? What about, all these other names?
Girl,
So
listen, let me tell
is
you
that gonna
something.
be
Black
retroactive?
people, black people excited for George Floyd over something that you are entitled fucking to. That's your fucking right, you clowns. What you jumping up for? But it shows you, for us, we so used to not seeing any of it. What little bit we got, we just blow it up like, no, that's my constitutional right. Have like a just
Mm.
whole justice system. I know y'all think y'all not full Americans, although you was born at BJC. The fuck? Where you think you at? You know, I'm over that whole excitement thing. I am entitled to it. I work every day and still can't. And I see white folks around me with a whole lot larger paycheck. Excuse me. I'm not excited. I'm not jumping for joy. I'm entitled to it. Here, I'm a U.S. resident.
Okay, looks like we lost Morty again, but I think she will be back. She she needs to come back. We had about 30 more minutes. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the show right now. Again, this is our first show, so we're working out some kinks, but we're going to try to deliver as high quality as possible. I will be getting on the internet, on the call with the service providers and everyone else.
We have to do something about this.
I just said that I will definitely by Monday be calling the streaming service as well as the internet service. So if I need to go up a little higher on internet, and then we're also going to come check your connections out as well. So we're not sure where it's at, but we'll find the kink. Um,
Okay.
so you can continue because you were in a good part.
Shut up.
I enjoy hearing you talk because you live and breathe this. You're not
He
just somebody
going the
talking.
hell off. He
No,
going the
not
hell off,
going
don't he?
off. I heard your passion. I heard passion. I don't hear it as going off. I heard passion. I heard somebody, not only somebody that's talking, but you're walking what you walk. I mean, you're in every corner of East St. Louis and St. Louis, it seems, all the time. So you're not just a person that's somewhere shoved in the corner somewhere talking about this, but you're out there and you're fighting it and you're seeing it and
He is,
and you're tired of it. You're tired of it,
you see my
and
shirt?
so yeah, that's one of your favorite little pictures that I see on Facebook.
Yes, all
So what
black,
does it say? Wait, let me see. It says
black
kind of
out.
move a little bit so I can see. Never apologize for something. Okay, never apologize for your black thoughts, your black loyalty, your black, and you came up a little close. Pull back a little
Motives,
bit. Okay, you help us read it. Your
motives,
black history. Yeah, your black history, your black pride, and something at the bottom is learn and be strong.
or your black skin.
Oh, your black skin, be strong. That sounds like some stuff Malcolm X has said.
Well, I ain't Malcolm X, but I'm saying the shit. Nah. And he said it was 60 years ago. Ain't that a bitch?
What I tell my mentors, Marty, I say, why are we fighting the same fight y'all say y'all fought 60 years ago? Like we shouldn't be fighting the same thing that they said they already came up with solution and legislation for.
Right, right.
And
White
we
folks
are.
came in, gave them a couple dollars.
Well, and what I also know, I had the pleasure of not only fighting here in the Midwest, but going down in the South and fighting. And that was so different. And it was so much oppression. And not that the
Uh huh.
people didn't want to know, but it was like people have been keeping the people in the dark for a very long time. And
Yep.
but the people who were fighting, they were so passionate about it. And they'll say, we've been doing this 25, 30 years, and we're still going to keep fighting. But, they would fight, but it was a shame that so many skin folks wasn't kin folks, you know,
Uh huh.
and you look at them and they'll tell all the people all the lies because I've seen election after election and then they'll just turn around and do whatever and forget about the people. And it was
Right.
hurtful, but I guess it's normal because I mean we see it, done here, but it was just more I don't know what I'm trying to describe here, but definitely I've seen a difference in the activism and the advocacy between the South and the Midwest. Things that we've gotten achieved here, they're just now even getting the attention to get it resolved. And I looking like, okay, uh think about, all right, we lost her again, but finishing my thought, I just think about um people in the Midwest and all the different models we have and all the different solutions and all the protests and the petitioning that we do, and it's not actually common down south is what I was trying to say. um Down south it's a lot of, even though people are advocating amongst themselves, not a lot of people are listening like they do here. So we are blessed in the Midwest.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. So I finished my thought and I
Uh,
was just basically saying that we are blessed to be able to do so much protest and be heard here in the Midwest versus in the South where it's just now picking back up. Now they say civil rights happened before Atlanta back then, but right now
huh.
in this current age, people are they do good to have a protest, yet alone just to be able to oppose anything and somebody to listen. So
Right.
the Midwest kind of spoiled me because I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this, but it's not common down there to actually fight against all the different things that we have seen, especially St. Louis in its progression of protests. So
Hmm.
the Midwest is leading the world in what we say we're calling for social justice and liberation, and you're a part of that. We're a part of that. In some kind of avenue of whenever you're trying to evoke change. So I'm just
Right.
thinking, I'm just thinking, still, I would like to see what happens in St. Louis to happen in East St. Louis as well. And I know that we've had some things, and that's my passion, and I'm an outsider. But I care, and I have beat the ground in East St. Louis. I lived in Belleville for 2 years and was always in East St. Louis to where I didn't even get a chance to know Belleville. So um I'm going to
Yeah.
speak for some of the outsiders that some of us are genuine. Not all of us. I get what you're saying. Some of us are just looking for a
Uh-huh.
paycheck, but some of us are really looking to change some things and mean it, and
Okay.
and be willing to sacrifice some things. I've made some sacrifices to do things the right way, whereas I could have done it the
Uh-huh.
wrong way and been real comfortable right now. So,
Right.
because there's a lot of people comfortable, but I use what I have, and I believe in human capital. Although I don't have a lot of monetary capital, but I do have human capital, and I've tried to give it and use it to the best of my ability to the people who really need it, instead of being stuck up in a cubicle, pushing numbers and,
Uh-huh.
and ideals, and never really going anywhere, because it's not going to the people who really need it the most. And that's the people on the ground, grassroots people that really are feeling the strain of the community and trying to make a difference, like yourself. Did we lose you?
I'm walking. I don't know how to walk and hold this thing together at the same time.
You do it.
Hey,
I mean,
girl.
I know. Hey, I know compassion fatigue probably gets to you sometimes. You know.
Most
Um,
definitely. I didn't even know it was a thing.
yeah, it is. It's very much a thing. And,
Mm-hmm.
and what people don't understand, the large amount of suicide that happened among activists and stuff too. It's a really heavy burden to carry and know all these truths, and know that the people in power know all these truths and not doing anything about it. Like
And
it,
it's
it really hurt.
intentional. Yeah, most definitely. I don't
Yeah.
I don't foresee me going to that extent, but I mean I'm sure it's never planned, Oh, I'm gonna do it Tuesday at 7. No. It just like it just comes over you,
Mhm. Yeah.
so
So, but again, I think that your daughters, I mean, you have, like, I watched you over the years, and like, yeah, you guys have a photo collection of some bad chicks. Did you ever finish that book of all women?
um honestly, uh, yes, I have. I really want to get it published, but I'm gonna take the pictures out. I found some little you know how you do the what you call them
Clip
on
art,
no Microsoft Word, like the
publisher.
no, like the shapes or something.
What does it do?
I just like made a circle and I said uh this black woman or something like that, or I forgot what I did, but I had a couple people that didn't want pictures in there, and then others um told me that I can get sued because let's say if I took if somebody sent me a professional picture, then you gotta look at somebody who did their clothing. And I'm thinking, listen, this started out because I was depressed. Now I'm fucking depressed because you telling me all this bullshit. And it has taken me the longest time to figure out what I wanted to do. And so many people said other little kids need to hear just about, your dedication, although it's to the women, but they was like other little girls, could benefit from hearing these women on the front line, just how I felt about them, So I'm like, that is a good idea, but it's just, gotta be trying to get out the bed. I mean, it's a lot. So
I
depression is,
understand.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I say I understand. I have the same issues at times. So, and that's why it takes, it. That's when peer support is important. So don't
Hmm.
ever let it get to you too bad. But I was mainly talking about your girls. Like even without the book, the girls, just the influence that your girls have been able to see and know that these great women exist, because a lot of young ladies don't have any good role models to even make tangible, like their environment is not the greatest thing. And then a lot of times they don't have anyone as an out to be able to say, oh wow, when I grow up I can be this, I can be that. Like they don't even
Right.
believe that they can be. We got to put the belief in them. And so I'm just impressed that your daughters already know, they know, all type of great women by first name, and just like, oh wow, I met her. And that's a
Hmm.
great, because I do believe that the unification that you're talking about is we're going to unify the communities through exposure and knowledge. So the more you
Right.
expose people and the more knowledge you give them, then they will make their own decision of being able to do the uprising that we say is so desperately needed.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's where I'm at, is just like, okay, so we need to do that for the adults, and we need to do it where it reaches the teens, and we need to do it where it reaches our youth,
Right.
and so forth. Um, but we have to do it together, and we have to respect each other and their differences. And I've been in a couple conversations on and off Facebook where I'm telling people, I'm like, think about it. W.E.B. Du Bois, Booker T. Washington, Marcus Garvey, they were all in the same era, but they all wanted the same thing, and that was liberation for Black people. But they all had different thoughts of how to get there and achieve that. And
Right.
so, because they didn't know how to respect each other for their differences, they all end up in independent shallows working for the same thing and being less powerful if they would have all worked together and just let each other.
Unified.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to attract people that will follow you that won't follow me, and vice versa, and that's just
Right.
how people are. People gravitate to different leader styles. And I always say that everyone is a leader. I don't want anyone following me that's not a leader, for real. And so I see
Uh-huh.
leadership in motherhood and everyday life. So I'm seeing leaders, all type of leaders, and I respect them for being leaders. And it's not until us as leaders we click together. We don't have to take whatever we're doing uniquely as a leader away. We just have to say and acknowledge, okay, I'm doing this, but so and so doing this. Eventually we're going to end up meeting up together and being able to do this even more so. But at the same time, we're unifying through the knowledge that we have of the community and what's going on in the community, because it's very important to know what's going on in all corners of the community. And I think that's the unity that we're talking about, because if people really knew what was going on, and you had all these different cliques or circles or whatever you want to call it with the same information, you wouldn't see a lot of the
Hmm.
misuse and misabuse be done that we've been seeing get
That's
done,
right.
because you'll have a whole
But
lot of different eyes
that's
on it.
why that's why it's hard for those that quote you attempt to help accept it. Because one, they gonna feel like you're not sincere. You don't even live around these parts.
Well, what I
You know
do
what I'm
hear
saying?
them,
That's just
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the first thing, is like, where you from? And probably
yeah.
about 5 or 6 years ago, my voice had a whole
Uh-huh.
lot less bass in it for whatever reason. I think it was the environment I was in. Uh, and so I kind of what they said sounded like a valley girl, and they would always ask me like, "You the police? What are you doing?" You know, um, but overall,
You
what
grew up
people,
around white people.
I was like, I'm from Washington Park. Washington Park people would tell me, "Oh no, no, you're not." But it would take my childhood friends to identify and say, "Yeah, yeah, she grew up with us." But they told me they'll get me right, so I think I've worked on my dialogue, and it's not as less a base that it had before. Um, but overall, what people did say to me, and I'm just speaking on the outside report, was that, they can tell sincerity, like, we're not poor, we're poor, we're not stupid, is what people would say. And so if you come to a person on an approach like,
Uh-huh.
oh, like you're belittling them or you looking at them as some kind of charity case, then no, people are not going to receive that, because they're like, this is life and I have to keep living this no matter what. And these are
Yep.
people that work, and these are people that work 40 plus hour jobs that still can't make ends meet. And I think that's so unfair.
That's right. You're
So
right.
but they're talking about a $15 an hour wage. They have to attach it to inflation, and that's what they keep on leaving out for it to really truly make a difference.
Uh-huh.
Like, otherwise, they're gonna have us spinning like they've been having us spinning with the same racist thing that's been going on for 60 years that they keep saying is being corrected. I throw all this money to it, and we still spinning in the same thing, just different players, different generations going
Yep.
through. Now here we are in our 40s, and we're doing the same thing that people in their 70s and 80s did. And like, it's quit playing me. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, I'm not softening up my message.
Asinine.
I'm not doing none of that, because it's already been done. You're
Me
not gonna
either.
have me redo some stuff that you already know didn't work for your own comfort level. I'm not trying to make anyone comfortable. I want you to be uncomfortable. So,
That's right, because I
because
am. Shit.
right, I wake up every morning thinking about how I'm going to affect change each day. If it ain't nothing but looking at my neighbor and saying good morning. And we lost Marshada again. And we have about 15 minutes left on the show. So hopefully Marshada comes back in. Again, we need you guys to subscribe. We're trying to get that 100 followers at least within this first month. We will be back on here next Saturday. Same time every week. Every Saturday night is going to be dedicated to talking about the liberation of our people. We both said we're comfortable with these times, so you should see Marty and Tavy every time, unless just something just comes up that we can't help but not be here. But we want to talk about it. We hopefully by then we'll have more people engaged, where there'll be questions and comments coming up and we can fully discuss everything. And where is Marty? Marty still hasn't come back on here yet. But again, we chose not to do any advertising or have anyone subscribe to this channel. We wanted to share the link with people. So when you get this and you view this, share it, get people subscribed, let them know Marty and Tavy are the real deal. And if it's some stuff that is going to be talked about on here, it's going to be real stuff. It's not going to be candy coated. It's going to be real conversation. We started on YouTube. We want to drive the traffic to YouTube. Marshada gets kicked off of Facebook at least 3 or 4 times a year. So we don't even want to center things around Facebook. Um, at the same time, everyone needs their own platform so they can control their platform, so they can not be censored on what to say and all of that. So you guys are watching the Marty and Tavy show. Marty has been kicked off. Normally she pops right back in. I'm not sure what's going on as to why she hasn't popped back in yet. We have about 15 minutes left on the show. If she doesn't come back in soon, we'll go ahead and end this show. But we will start sending this link out to people for you guys to subscribe, and just know that there's going to be even more great things coming. We are producing this ourselves, and we're trying to give you the best professional quality as possible. So I will be getting back on the phone with the streaming services, with the internet, make sure it's not on my part, and make sure that it's nothing on Marshada part as well, because it could very well be that. But again, I don't know where Marshada went. Let me see if she's texted me. Uh, she didn't. So I don't know where she went to. So uh it's no fun talking without Marshada, but I think this is a great place to stop at right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. And you guys just remember, subscribe, share. We will be back. We will make sure that Marshada is not getting kicked off. We're gonna have a much better platform next week as far as the show is concerned. It will be more structured, and we may even have some special guests. Who knows? All right. See you next week.